Hi, I'm Aya. At 58, I've built a successful real estate business from scratch after my husband passed away 15 years ago. My pride and joy has always been my son Marcus, who's been my rock through everything. Mom, these cookies are still the best. I swear Riley inhales them faster than I do. Marcus called me last Sunday during our weekly check-in. Well, bring that granddaughter of mine over and I'll make a double batch. Haven't seen her in almost a month. Yeah, Vanessa's been scheduling a lot of playdates. You know how it is. I knew exactly how it was. My daughter-in-law Vanessa had been creating more and more distance between us over the past year. The weekly family dinners became monthly, then whenever we can make it. The casual drop-ins stopped completely. Actually, I was thinking something bigger than cookies. How about I rent that beach house in Malibu for a week this summer? The one with the private beach access that Riley loved from the pictures? Mom, that place costs a fortune. So, I had a great year. Let me spoil my family. 3 months and $20,000 later, I pulled up to the stunning beach house with my SUV packed with gifts. I'd spent weeks planning this. Special toys for Riley, golf clubs for Marcus that he'd been eyeing forever, and even a designer purse for Vanessa. Grandma! Riley came flying down the steps as I parked. There's my little mermaid. I scooped her up, breathing in her strawberry shampoo. Marcus appeared next, giving me a warm hug. Mom, this place is incredible. Wait till you see what I brought you. I winked, popping the trunk. Vanessa stood on the porch, arms crossed, barely mustering a wave. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. As Marcus and Riley eagerly unpacked the car, Vanessa approached with that practiced social smile. So thoughtful of you to bring gifts. Just wanted to make this special for everyone. Later that evening, after a dinner where Vanessa barely acknowledged me, I was unpacking in the guest suite when she appeared in the doorway. Can we talk? I nodded, setting down the blouse I was hanging. Look, Aya, I know you paid for this vacation, and I appreciate that, but I need to be honest with you. Her voice turned cold, her smile vanishing completely. You're always overstepping. The excessive gifts, the surprise visits, constantly trying to tell Marcus how to raise Riley. I'm trying to build my family, and you're always inserting yourself where you don't belong. Marcus is too nice to say anything, but I'm not. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. You're not welcome here. We agreed to this vacation because you paid for it, but I want to be clear. This doesn't change anything. After this week, I expect you to respect our boundaries. I stood there, speechless, as my daughter-in-law turned and walked out of the room, leaving me alone in the beach house I'd paid for, with the crushing realization that this was going to be a very different vacation than I'd planned. I stood frozen for several minutes after Vanessa left. My hands trembled as I finished unpacking, determined not to let her see how deeply her words cut me. At breakfast the next morning, I plastered on a smile as Vanessa acted like nothing had happened. These pancakes are amazing, Grandma. Riley shoveled another bite into her mouth. Secret ingredient is extra vanilla. Maybe you and Mommy can make them together sometime? Vanessa stiffened. We have our own recipe, don't we, Riley? But I like Grandma's better. Vanessa's eyes flashed before she caught herself. Why don't you go get ready for the beach, sweetie? After Riley scampered off, Marcus kissed my cheek. Thanks for breakfast, Mom. I'm going for a quick run before beach time. Once alone, I decided to watch Vanessa more carefully. Something didn't add up. Later that afternoon, while Marcus built sandcastles with Riley, I headed back to grab more sunscreen. As I approached the house, I heard Vanessa's voice from the side deck. It's going exactly as planned, Jen. His mother is here throwing money around like usual. I froze, then quietly moved closer to the railing beneath her. Of course I'm still going through with it. Do you know how much inheritance money she's sitting on? Once Marcus cuts ties with her, we can finally access it without her controlling everything. My heart pounded as I listened. I've already been deleting her messages to him for months. She thinks he's ignoring her and he thinks she's not reaching out as much. It's working perfectly. So that explained why Marcus seemed surprised when I mentioned texts he never responded to. The birthday cards to Riley? Yeah, I intercepted those too. Told Marcus his mom forgot. He was pretty hurt. I bit my lip to keep from gasping. The birthday gifts I'd sent that Riley supposedly never received. The Christmas invitation Marcus claimed he never got. By next month, I'll have him convinced she's trying to manipulate us with money. Then we can push for getting access to that trust fund without her involvement. I slipped away and returned to the beach, mind racing. That night, after everyone was asleep, I called my best friend Eleanor. She said what to you? In a house you paid for? It gets worse, Elle. She's been intercepting my messages, manipulating Marcus. That conniving little witch. What are you going to do? I don't know. If I tell Marcus, he might not believe me. You need evidence, Aya. Hard proof he can't deny. But how? It's her word against mine. Set a trap. Get her to reveal herself somehow. She's after his inheritance. The trust fund I set up after his father died. Then that's your leverage. Make her think she's winning, then catch her red-handed. I could call my brother Thomas. He's always been good at digging up dirt. Perfect. Document everything. And Aya? Yeah? Don't let her see you sweat. Play her game better than she does. I ended the call, a plan already forming. Vanessa had no idea who she was messing with. I hadn't built a business empire by letting people walk all over me. Game on. The next morning, I called my brother while everyone was still sleeping. Thomas, I need your help with something urgent. It's 6 a.m., Aya. This better be good. Remember how you always said you didn't trust Vanessa? You were right. After explaining everything, Thomas went silent for a moment. Give me 2 days. I've still got connections at the background check company. I spent the day playing the doting mother-in-law, watching how Vanessa transformed whenever Marcus entered the room. Jekyll and Hyde had nothing on her. 2 nights later, Thomas called back. You're gonna want to sit down for this. That bad? Worse. This isn't her first rodeo. Found 2 ex-fiancés before Marcus, both wealthy guys with family money. Both relationships ended after she isolated them from their families. Did she get any money? From the first guy, yes. Nearly drained his trust fund before his sister caught on. Second guy's family hired a PI before she could do serious damage. Why didn't this come up when I checked her background before the wedding? She legally changed her name after the second relationship. Birth name is Vanessa Markowitz, not Vanessa Mitchell. My blood ran cold. We need to record her somehow. Already ordered you some equipment. Having it delivered to the beach house tomorrow as a wine club shipment you supposedly signed up for. The package arrived right on schedule. 3 tiny recording devices disguised as normal household objects, a phone charger, a decorative seashell, and a coaster. I placed the charger in the living room, the shell in the kitchen, and kept the coaster with me for opportune moments. That afternoon, Vanessa suggested taking Riley for ice cream, leaving Marcus and me alone. Marcus, honey, I've been thinking about adjusting your trust fund. His eyebrows shot up. What do you mean? You're an adult now. Maybe it's time you had full control without me as the trustee. Seriously? That's unexpected. Just considering it. We can discuss details when we're back home. I made sure to mention it loudly enough that the shell recorder would catch it, knowing Vanessa would be listening later. Sure enough, that night while Marcus gave Riley a bath, I heard Vanessa on the deck again. I quietly placed the coaster recorder near her chair before announcing my presence. Beautiful night, isn't it? She jumped. Aya, I didn't hear you. Just grabbing my book. Enjoy your call. I pretended to leave, but hovered just inside. After a minute, she resumed her conversation. It's working better than I thought. She's considering removing herself as trustee. I smiled to myself and went to bed. The next morning, I retrieved the coaster and listened to the recording. Once I get access to that trust fund, I'm taking half and running. No, Marcus won't suspect a thing. His mother? Please. She'll be completely cut out by then. I've got documents ready for him to sign that will lock her out completely. That afternoon, I called Eleanor again. Got everything I need. Time for the final act. What's the plan? I'm hosting a family dinner tomorrow night. Thomas is joining us. It's time Marcus learns exactly who he married. Be careful, Aya. Too late for careful. She messed with the wrong mother. I spent the rest of the day preparing, downloading the recordings to my phone and backing them up to a secure cloud folder. This dinner would be one Vanessa would never forget. I spent all day cooking Marcus's favorite dishes while Thomas drove up from the city. I had everything prepared: the recordings, printed screenshots of Vanessa's previous identities, and statements from her ex-fiancés that Thomas had tracked down. "You really went all out, Mom," Marcus said, eyeing the spread on the dining table. "Special vacation deserves a special dinner." Vanessa entered wearing a forced smile. "Smells delicious." "Uncle Thomas!" Riley squealed as my brother walked through the door. "There's my favorite niece." Thomas scooped her up, giving me a knowing look over her head. During the appetizers, I kept the conversation light. It wasn't until after the main course that I made my move. Before dessert, I wanted to discuss something important. "Marcus, remember yesterday when I mentioned adjusting your trust fund?" Vanessa perked up immediately. "I've been thinking more about it," I continued. "But first, I'd like everyone to hear something." I pulled out my phone and hit play. Vanessa's voice filled the room. "Once I get access to that trust fund, I'm taking half and running—" "No, Marcus won't suspect a thing." The color drained from Vanessa's face. "What is this?" Marcus looked between us, confused. "There's more," I said, playing another recording of her admitting to intercepting my messages and birthday gifts. "This is ridiculous," Vanessa sputtered. "She obviously doctored these recordings." "I thought you might say that," Thomas interjected, sliding a folder across the table. "Which is why I brought these." Marcus opened it to find photos of Vanessa with her previous fiancés, legal documents showing her name change, and statements from the men she'd targeted before. "You changed your name?" Marcus whispered. "Honey, I can explain. Did you intercept my mother's messages?" Vanessa glanced frantically around the table. "She's trying to control you. Can't you see that?" "Answer the question," Thomas said firmly. "Riley, sweetie, why don't you go play in your room?" I suggested. After Riley left, Vanessa's demeanor changed completely. "Fine. You want the truth? Yes, I deleted her messages. Yes, I hid the gifts. Your mother is suffocating, and I needed space to build our life." "By lying to me? By planning to steal my inheritance?" "It wasn't like that." "I heard your voice, Vanessa. Taking half and running. Your exact words." Vanessa turned to me with venom. "You set me up?" "No, I just gave you enough rope to hang yourself." She lunged for the folder, but Thomas pulled it away. "Copies have already been sent to Marcus's email and lawyer," he said calmly. Marcus stood up, hands shaking. "I want you out of this house tonight." "You can't be serious. Where am I supposed to go?" "Not my problem." 2 weeks later, back home, Marcus sat in my kitchen while Riley played in the backyard. "Divorce papers are filed," he said, looking exhausted. "She's fighting for half of everything, including access to the trust fund." "Let her try. The recordings plus her history of doing this before, no judge will side with her." I can't believe I was so blind. She was good at what she did, but not good enough. 3 months later, the divorce was finalized. Vanessa got nothing except supervised visitation with Riley. She tried contacting some of our family friends, spinning tales about me being manipulative, but Thomas had already shared the evidence with our inner circle. At Riley's 7th birthday party, surrounded by family and friends, with Vanessa nowhere in sight, Marcus hugged me tight. "Thank you for fighting for us, Mom. Always will, honey." "You're not just welcome in our lives," he said, echoing Vanessa's cruel words from the beginning of our vacation. "You're essential to them." As I watched Riley blow out her candles, I knew I'd won something far more valuable than revenge. I'd protected my family, and that was the last word that truly mattered. What would you do if you discovered someone was manipulating your child or loved one behind their back? Would you gather evidence secretly like Aya did, or confront the situation differently? Is deception ever justified when protecting family from someone toxic? If you enjoyed this story of sweet revenge, Hit that like button and subscribe for more justice served stories just like this one. Share your thoughts in the comments below.